Video games have become a $4 billion a year business, and a great many children, as you parents know, have put them on their Christmas lists. There is a growing concern on Capitol Hill that parents who buy some of those games may not realize just how much violence they're getting.
Every day, the news brings more and more images of random violence. Torture.
We're getting vital information necessary to do our jobs, and that's to protect the American people.
Violence and violent images permeate more and more aspects of our lives.
And it's really gruesome. And there's just death everywhere on some of those roads that were leading to Baghdad.
And I think it's time to draw the line. I know that one place parents want us to draw the line is with violence in video games.
We're giving kids room to realize their aspirations.
But what aspirations are we talking about here?
It isn't making a game and selling it that encourages a kid to point a gun at a television set.
A simulated Humvee mission in Iraq. Or a Black Hawk air support flight.
Encouraging criminality. I mean, we're all aware of this incredible outbreak of gun violence in our country. Is it responsible?
All right, go through the door. Go. All right, to the left.
You look like you're really into this. You guys want a real challenge?
America's Army, Rise of a Soldier, the only video game developed by the United States Army.
Do you have what it takes?
From the barracks to the battlefield, it's the most authentic military game ever.
It's as close as you can get to killing someone without being arrested or really killing someone.
They started talking to us, and we're probably going to join the Army now.
Yeah, we saw.
Zach says he knows the difference between war games and war.
If I have to go over to Iraq, that's where I'll go.
What do you do with the Call of Duty franchise?
It means you have to be the dominant physical life form. So Brooks,
I knew this was coming.
I'm talking about upper body work for you, buddy, because today I'm your military advisor too. What I do is, I do the final check, looking at the, getting that final little help. Give me about 6 months with this guy, Brooks, and I would have him charging machine gun bunkers. And boom.
Well, that leads me to my next question. What would be a Hank certified workout right now?
You're a sissy. You need to beat yourself with a wiffle ball bat until you're black and blue. All right, you make me sick. You make America sick. Hey, wait a second. Yeah. Way underneath that puny frame is the pectoral muscle beginning to perk up. We're in danger of our lats falling off because we don't do enough pull-ups. You are an insult to the human race. All right, and your kids will be born without lats. More twitching here for playing the game. Real life, you need some moves.
Got it. Hey everybody, this is Lieutenant Colonel Dave Eckley. I'm the commander of the United States Army Mission Support Battalion. This asset will allow us to connect with over 60% of Americans who play video games in their homes every day. I'd like to give you a tour of that right now, so why don't you come along and join me. So here we are inside the U.S. Army eSports trailer, bringing you the latest generation of eSports gaming hardware. These 8 gaming stations can be used in local or competitive play. Do you have what it takes? So as you can see inside, the Army is excited to bring you the latest in gaming technology. The Army eSports team is also excited to come out and compete with the best that America has to offer Please come out and see the Army Esports Semi as we come to a town near you. My name is Lieutenant Colonel Dave Eckley, and it's been a pleasure taking you on this tour today.
With the sequester upon us and federal budget cuts, the military has a tool to help lessen costs. Virtual trainers. These systems simulate a combat theater to prepare service members for deployment, while saving the environment, money, and lives.
With the new, all the virtual reality stuff, it's just, there are additional tools to get you prepped up and enhanced abilities to get you ready for the active duty live fire, the live rounds going down range.
So I started 6 years ago. I signed my contract out with Delta Company about 5 years ago. And the first year that I was actually in Delta Company, we did have this technology. They've slowly been working on it to try to perfect it to the best of their ability, and it definitely has come a long way in the 5 years that I've been in here.
Not only are the virtual trainers saving money, they also provide quality training for the service members.
I felt it was really good. I felt, it's as close as you can get to being over there, without actually taking fire.
They're an effective way to keep the military safe and help troops get the training they need to do their jobs.
Veterans can now turn to video games for therapy.
Video games for therapy.
Video games for therapy.
And on a different note, veterans can now turn to video games for therapy.
The post 9/11 generation is, really a gaming generation. It's just a different style than going and laying on the couch and talking to a therapist.
We never know what's going on in the hidden world of imagination. Some people aren't good at visual imagery. So what VR does is allow us to put people in the context in which they were traumatized, and we're able to gradually help them to go in and confront these stimuli while a clinician is right there with them.
Veterans, especially the younger veterans, have a lot of experience with this technology, and I think that it is helpful.
Once we were about halfway through the graveyard, we received small arms fire from the southwest corner. Immediately hit the ground and was scanning my sector.
And so what the virtual reality does is they're all the sounds of war, the smells of war, the visuals of war, and that helps them get in better touch with that memory so they can learn in a safe environment how to adjust to them.
They become essentially numbed, but also empowered. So when they replay that situation that just happened in a city and children were screaming and people's faces were being blown off, they're able to hide behind, quiet the children, actively engage. Whereas those that don't play as much are frozen, they're less likely, they're more traumatized by, there's more threat. It's frightening for them.
I think TV personally influences more than a video game. A video game is a video game.
The bottom line, parents wonder if kids can separate fantasy from the real thing.
Wait until they get out in a situation where they're fighting, and then they'll think about this and try to make it real.
It's a game. It's like any other game, Monopoly, a board game. I realize there are violent aspects of it. However, it works on strategic thinking. Believe it or not, you have to figure out ways to accomplish missions. Obviously, sometimes the best way is not the bloodiest way.
Sayonara, hookers.
The irony in all this, according to experts who study child development, is that the louder the complaints about violence in video games, the greater the demand among teenagers. It is marketing buzz based on one of the basic rules of adolescence. Teenagers desire the very thing they are not supposed to have.
I think it's up to the parents to monitor what their children are playing, watching, doing, because they are not as mature and they can't make the same delineations.
Oh, God.